back with the herd. Thank you. Good day.
You guys have a good day. Fun? Big and it's heavy. It's a big taco.
Problem, but the victim is unconscious. The third volunteer at the head of the line is giving commands to the other 4 stretcher bearers. They will work as a team so as not to further injure the individual in case there are problems. Normally we would not have this table, but we're working with the participants. Gather around the table here so you can see what's going on. Okay, the EMT and her scribe are now about to take over. The victim is here and she's about to do what's called a head-to-toe assessment, and she will announce what it is that she's doing while the scribe takes notes with regard to the condition of the individual so that it can follow along and she gets further treatment.
First thing I'm going to do, this patient is unconscious. My transport team told me that the patient was unconscious. If the patient was conscious, I would introduce myself. My name is Marcy. I know first aid. May I help you? If they're unconscious, it's implied consent. They can't make a decision, so I can make it for them. I'll help them. So the first thing I want to do is I want to discover if they have any broken bones or internal bleeding or things like that that are pretty obvious. So we call this a head-to-toe or a secondary survey. You start with the head, and you don't move their head. You just start with their head, and you feel the back of their head, and you're feeling for bumps, lumps. You know, if feeling for anything that's unstable, like if you had a skull fracture, you might be able to feel things moving a little bit. Then you come around and you put your thumbs on their forehead. You press lightly and see if there's anything here. Then you come down and you press on the facial bones. All you're doing is you're pressing lightly and you're trying to feel to see if there's any instability there. Then you do the jaw. Then you look in the nose and you look in both ears to see if you see any blood or any fluids coming out. That might be a skull fracture. You don't move their head to do it, you move your head to do it. Then you reach under with one hand and you feel the spine and you see if the spine feels like it's in normal alignment, the cervical spine, the neck. Then you look here on the front and you look to see if the windpipe looks like it's normal in the center and not pushed over to the side. Then you can also, with your fingers very lightly, pull up on the eyelids and look at the pupils of the eyes to make sure that they're equal, that one's not bigger than the other, and the size of them, make sure they're reactive. Then you step to the side of the victim, and you feel here along the shoulders, and then you take your thumbs and you feel the clavicles or the collarbones here. Make sure that they're stable. Then you reach underneath their arms and you're going to be feeling for their rib cage. And you're pushing in a little bit, not hard, but pushing in. And you're trying to feel if anything gives way, if it's stable or not. So you go under here. You also check the sternum. Car accident, the steering wheel might have hit him in the chest. Check the sternum with the sides of your hands, and the sternum is this bone, the breastbone right in the front. You're going to go here. Okay. And the last thing we're going to do on the upper part of the body is check the abdomen for bleeding. If there's a lot of internal bleeding, the abdomen will tend to get rigid or hard. So I'm going to feel that. I'll do it.
Too many sit-ups.
Now I'm going to check the extremities, starting with the upper arm. Uh-oh, I feel a fracture right here. I'm also going to pinch the thumbnail and let go and make sure the blood refills. I know that I've got a fractured left forearm. Do it on the same thing on the other side. I'm going to check the pelvis. I'm pushing inward. The pelvis is a circle. So when your pelvis fractures, usually it fractures in two spots because it's like a donut. So I'm pressing in to feel any instability. And I'm also pressing down now to feel any instability. Now I'm going to check the legs. I feel a fracture here, and you can tell that the foot is turned in. It's an indication of a fracture as well. You can do this in about 1 minute, 60 seconds. And then if you want to check their back, if you feel that they probably don't have anything wrong with their back, they haven't been thrown from a car or anything like that, you feel the back is probably pretty stable, then you can lift the arm up, bring the arm across like this, hold the shoulder and the hip and roll them slightly toward you, like so, and then with this hand, you feel here. Feel that the spine's in alignment. You know, look at your hand to make sure there's no blood on it, that you don't find a knife stuck in their back as an example. Then you're done. I have this right here. He's writing everything down. Now I know that he has a fractured tibia or lower leg here and a fractured arm. So I have a cardboard splint. If you don't have a cardboard splint, you can use a magazine. You can use a piece of wood with a towel on it. You can use anything that's going to make it fairly comfortable and fairly stable. And you try to include a joint at the top and a joint at the bottom. So you include the elbow and the wrist. And all I'm going to do with the gauze is to just tie it on. Material like fabric, you can pad this, it's more comfortable, although the victim's unconscious, they don't feel anything. It's always nice if they wake up that the splint's a little more comfortable. One thing I want to tell you before I splint the leg, this patient also has a head wound. so far, she has no open wound. I just felt the fracture by feeling instability. If she has a wound, you put on a gauze, you know, a gauze square, put that on, and put pressure on it, especially on the head. The head is very vascular, so it bleeds a lot. It looks a lot worse than it usually is. As you can tell, when you bump your head and you get bleeding and it goes on and on. You have to wait for the clotting factor in your blood to clot. That takes sometimes 10 minutes, so keep pressure on it. If you notice that the blood is coming through the gauze, put another gauze on top. Do not lift the bottom gauze because it's trying to clot. You'd be disrupting the clot each time. And then you wrap it around. You tie the knot over the wound so the doctor knows where the wound is when they get to the emergency room. Okay? Any questions?
How come his eyes